Because, do a feature with him, do a feature with this person, and that's why he keeps jumping down. So he keeps coming down, call it vampiring. Vampire, let them keep you young. And that's why if you look and you see somebody like, in music, Nas and them, they get pushed out of the way because the young can't correlate with them.
Is LeBron doing that? I mean, he's always connected in high school, as we know now.
Yeah.
College players. And all this
you gotta remember, why you think his shoes are moving? Why because they vampire down. He goes to the AAU circuit.
Yeah.
Welcome to another edition of No Chill with Gilbert Arenas. We're really excited today, Gil. I'm excited because, first of all, you have a Peja Hornets jersey. That's a rare one.
It is. I mean, it wasn't rare back then, but it's rare now since teams just changed.
Yeah, shout out to Peja, too.
Yes.
Yeah. And also, we're excited because we have Rayah Marshall here.
Yes, sir.
Homegrown product of our guy, J-Mac. I didn't even know. He always says, like, I got killers, I got players here, but I was like, man, this one is next level.
Yeah.
We watched some film. That's exactly what Gil thought. So, thanks for being here.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Of course.
And Gil, we also breaking news on No Chill. You just signed with USC 3 weeks ago.
Oh, congratulations!
Yeah.
So you're officially rivals now. Pac-12 schools.
No,
Arizona, USC.
No. They wasn't truly a rival. I mean, Stanford was our real rival, but USC back then gave us headaches because they had Brandon Granville, Trepanier, Sam Clancy, and self-claimed White Mamba.
Yeah, Scalabrini.
Scalabrini.
More like USC and UCLA are rivals.
Yeah.
The LA
bragging rights. You see how he doesn't really know, that's just...
No, I know that, but you're still in the same conference.
Yeah.
And I would even say, is Arizona's ladies team even good?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, you gotta say that.
Oh, God.
They are?
That's no, yeah.
I don't know, I never paid
Oregon,
attention.
Stanford,
Yeah.
they're the killers, so.
Yeah.
But that's where you're going. Let's talk about where you've been so far. You're at Linwood High School, 3 seasons under your belt. Last season, Gil, 27 points a game, 14 boards. All right. So that's been some progression. No wonder you ended up here on the stage with SC. So how have things gone? Freshman year, sophomore, junior is obviously a little different.
Yeah, so it's freshman year is when I blew up. That's when I really started getting recruited. That summer, I remember playing with Cal Storm. We played in Nike National. We played in the championship game. It was actually pretty cool. We ended up losing by a buzzer beater. A girl hit a 3 in the corner. So we lost that game, but KD was there. The crowd was just packed. After that game, I will say it was a really good game for me, and offers just came in crazy. After that, I remember 10th grade summer, I also stayed with Cal Storm. Recruits like UConn started rolling in, Oregon, top schools, basketball-wise. Then this year, this was also a really good year for me. My team, this was our first year playing open division high school. We did an okay job, especially with the team that we had. We've been with each other since 7th grade, me and one of my teammates. So it was actually pretty cool. A lot learned.
So you were getting recruited already as a freshman. What took you so long to commit?
Well, it was all new to me. It was fun. And I also, with the girls I play with, I wanted them to get looks as well. So I felt like I already knew I was going to SC, even though Oregon told me they really never offer full rides to younger players, but I was blessed to have that advantage. So I was like, this is fun for me. The recruiting process is new. At a point, it became stressful, but I was like, I'm gonna just roll with it, see where it takes me. Unfortunately, because of COVID, I didn't get to go on any official visits, but I did get to view a couple of campuses before. But I was like, you know what? USC, hometown, not too far from home. I like the program. I like the school. Academic has my best interest, so I'll roll with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Think about this, Gil, too. When you're recruited young, Gil, he actually didn't get a chance. You want to weigh your options.
Yeah.
First of all, he didn't get recruited like that. He's self-made in that sense. But when you're recruited young, that can actually take that off your plate. I don't have to prove myself to people. I'm already on their radar.
Well, I mean, it has advantages and disadvantages. Being recruited young, you might feel pressure to sign then, not knowing that. I mean, that coach that's recruited me now probably won't be. How do I know he's gonna be there when I get there? So whatever he's seeing now, might not be wanted by the next coach then. So, it's kind of, but you do want to get it off your plate because it's exciting, but, still you want to make that decision when, you get a little older, junior year, senior year. Usually, your junior year, the end of your junior year is usually when you try to commit, so your senior year has no pressure on it.
Right.
And you can get to just go out there and just perform.
Yeah.
Well, so we could say that you've done exactly that, and you're heading into your senior year. So what really do you want to accomplish in the last year of high school?
The last year of high school, I was hoping to see a McDonald's All-American game, but I don't really know what's gonna go on with that. But my last year of high school, I'm definitely looking to head out with some type of championship, leave my mark. But also, I'm just looking forward to just killing it this season in every way possible, whether it's finishing with maybe like a 3.8 GPA or finishing, like I said, leaving my mark at my high school, but I'm just really looking to just accomplish my goals, so, yeah.
But you've accomplished so much so far. What are you most proud of?
I'd probably say from where I came from, just being able to, where I came from, South Central is a very rough area. So where I came from, being able to go to college for free, and especially of my choosing. So it was like a really big accomplishment to me and my family. So my overall game, my work ethic that I had, to get up to this point. So I'll probably say I'm most proud of sticking to my roots and getting to go, like I said, to a college of my choice.
Think about that, Gil. South Central, actually, for people that don't know, is right near SC. So that homegrown thing, I mean, if you can make it in your hometown.
That's always like, when you're an athlete, when you're grinding, right? You're grinding for, the big light. So, the accomplishment is I get to, pick where I want to go versus sitting here trying to say, all right, nobody wants me.
Right.
Okay, I'll go with you. You know what I mean? It's like one of those times where you get to make your own decision for the first time in your life. So that is, very big, compliment, to you and your work ethic that you get to say, all right, hold on. Yeah. You get to really choose your next destiny.
I'm thinking of a similar story. It must have been more like Baron Davis, South Central High School in LA, obviously Crossroads, and then UCLA there in Westwood.
But that's, being an athlete, it takes a toll because, you have to sacrifice, put your work in, do the things that you have to do to, stay away from the riffraff, no matter, what level it's on, to be able to get to pick spots versus, like when you get traded, you get traded. There's you don't get to pick where you're going. You're out of here.
Yeah.
So, when you have chances to, really say, I want to do this, I want to do that, that is very big and that's very important to me.
We talked about this before. You take that pressure off yourself. You made a decision. It's something that I'm sure it took a while for you to come to that conclusion. You slept on it, and then, man, it's just like the weight's off my shoulder. I can just go compete.
What's so funny is when I was coming up, SC had Henry Bimby as the recruiter. And I swear to God, he used to send about 90 to 100 letters a week. It was one of those things where it's like, yo, does everyone get this?
Would you even read those letters?
No. It became annoying. It was just like it's just a box.
Yeah, I've always you think of those
pictures. What can
pictures,
you say in 100 letters?
Yeah, you think of those kids that show you all these letters that they got. It's a huge compliment, first and foremost, but are you sitting there actually reading them, and does that actually gonna make up your mind for it? I guess it shows interest.
It's like 100 letters, then like 100 phone calls to go along with it.
Yeah, and you're sitting there like, okay, I get it, you want me, good.
Yeah.
Okay, I get that, but it's kind of annoying now, you know what I mean? I just wanna,
but like, Rayah, for you, would that bother you if somebody's gonna call you and you're like, look,
yes. It got very stressful at a point in time when the same college called me literally every day. If I didn't answer, they'll leave a text. And like, I have a life to live. So it's not only you guys recruiting me, but it's other colleges. So when you guys are all calling my phone or texting me, it becomes overwhelming. Yeah. So I'm like,
it's kind of like if you're trying to ask somebody out on a date and you just keep calling him, like you probably scare him away.
And that's exactly what ends up happening. What your intentions are actually works against you.
Yeah.
Like you become annoying.
But would you go for the one that was playing it cool?
Yeah, you usually go for.
Maybe you think they don't care about you.
I mean, when you're picking schools, like you have an idea where you want to go. It's just like unless they just do something horrible that makes you be like, I don't want. You know, you're just looking for. But when someone's just sitting there nagging, you be like, dude. Just like you don't even give yourself a chance because you're so. That's why I said when I looked at UC, when I was looking at USC, it was like, like I got what are you saying in here? I'm not opening them up now. Like there's nothing you can really say here. So now I get excited about. Oh my God, San Diego State sent me one. Like, yeah, they're not USC, but because it's just one, it makes it look more impressive.
Yeah.
Like it actually has writing in it, handwriting, not typed. They just get it wrong sometimes.
Yeah.
Send you a greeting card. Maybe that'd be the better approach. All right, Gil.
Some money in it. That always helps. A couple of dollars.
I wasn't going to say that. All right, we talked about the last 3 years. What was your height as a freshman?
Oh, geez. My height as a freshman. I was at least 6 foot as a freshman, I know for sure. So maybe I want to say when I went to the doctor, they measured me at 6'2", I believe. As
a freshman. So you're getting attention because you're also big for your age, tall for your age.
Definitely.
And you're at?
About 6'4".
I'm still 6'5", but 6'4", 6'5", we'll get with that.
Yeah, I haven't got measured in a while.
With Jordans on, you're 6'5". So think about that, Gil, because I know you love this to work with. The idea of length.
Length. I love length. I'm intrigued with it because it has so many options.
Yes.
Like probably with you and growing up, they put you at the center, power forward, 3-man. Yeah. Like me, you're 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
And that's the way I will play you. I will play you at the 1, 2, 3 and just mismatch on how the defense is. Okay. I wouldn't give you a position, what they call now positionless. I would keep you at the 1, 2, or 3. I wouldn't designate a strict position on you because it's pointless. You know what I mean? If you're at the point, you can dribble and someone is 5'6", I want you to put her in a post.
Yeah.
Because you can guard her with your length. If you have a 2, like, that means you can get your shot over it. I mean, you have so many just variables to your game. And I don't think, in women's basketball, they utilize, that skill set, that advantage, as they should. I mean, the NBA has started to realize, okay, the LeBron at the 1, 2, 3, 4 can really change the outcome of games because you can just move them in pieces. So it's like, well, I don't need to take you out the court. I just put you at they don't got a point guard. Like, usually I'm gonna take you out if you get 2 fouls.
Yeah.
Well, they got a point guard that doesn't do anything. Just go to the point. Yeah. Just guard her. You have more options there. So that's what I would,
And I'm thinking of those old-fashioned basketball. I mean, even like old school, like Wilt Chamberlain, pretty much just held the ball over his head. Like that. That's not really using length. That's just he was taller than him. Right?
Yeah.
But when you add the element of skill to it, that's because you're working constantly on that.
Oh yeah, J-Mac. Yeah. J-Mac, he really expands my game. Just working on different things, whether it's ball handling, shooting, form shooting, or whatever. Yeah, it's really an advantage for my height.
Yeah, I mean the height, get the rebound and take off. Like you don't need to look for the little guard. Where are you? Just let's go. Let's go. And that's the evolution of players now, where you guys are multi-talented. You don't have to rely on traditional get it to the guard and then run the lane. It's like I'm a guard too. I'm gonna get it off the rebound. Y'all run the lanes and I'll handle it and make the decisions. And that's the beauty of where the game is being going.
Oh, yeah.
And if you think about it, if you have the size, right? You've seen these guys, Gil, that were just low post players. They work on over the left shoulder, shoot over the right shoulder. that's one thing. But when you have the athleticism, that's where you can actually do a lot more. And it's a matter of like, how do you tap into that? You know, I can open up my game.
You just have to be in tune with your game, with your skill set, with your advantages, and then just tightening them up. You know, I think as players, sometimes we get locked in of what everyone's been telling us. Okay. You know, you're big. You're gonna take advantage down there, and you're like, but I can do a little bit more. You know, I can. You have to really tighten into what you do versus what they tell you can do. And that's the way I'm looking at the game, like, you guys are just being utilized like you're back in the 70s.
Yeah, because I think to take that a step further, it's kind of, you're not gonna just, the black and white thing, you're not gonna just break that out. You have to weave it in. Blend in the bop that you could have with their physical skills.
And I think that's the problem with, girls basketball, where when you're going into college, you have to understand it. The game of basketball is gray. It's a gray area. Like, there's a game plan, and then there's talent. Yeah. And your talent sees different things. Your ability gives you the chance, the ability to change a black and white plan. Like, okay, we're gonna go down, and we're gonna do the pick and roll, and then you're gonna duck in, and we're gonna pass it, and then go for. Yeah, I come off the pick and roll. Well, they didn't hard show, and I can turn a corner. Women basketball, you don't turn that corner. You stick to the game plan, and you're gonna go, and you're gonna make the bounce pass when you could, they didn't stop me, take off. Right. That's the play, and I think when someone has to introduce that we're gonna live in the gray area. We have our X's and O's, but the gray area is where we need to play. We need to utilize our talent. And if I need a play called, we'll call that once or twice a quarter. Whenever it's not gonna be, we're not gonna, you shouldn't be running the play every single time down court. No, that's not what your skill level is. Your skill level is not, we're gonna run 45 plays. Right. No, it's, we run 10 plays a game. Other than that, I need to let your talent go. What do you see? You gotta, and that's where, going into college and learning the game and understanding the game and, understanding the playbook, where you gotta remember, you have to be the smartest person on the court. That's on both sides. Meaning that you have to know your playbook so good that you know where your player's supposed to be. So if they're not there, you know how to take advantage of it. You know that, okay, this player doesn't like to go left, then I know the play says this, I'm gonna, she can't guard me, I'm gonna eat through this, knowing that I'm not gonna affect that overall playbook. So you have to really study your players the most. Like, studying the opponent is cool, but studying your players, your teammates, is the most important thing to a score, to someone who's dominating, because you need to know everyone. Like, okay, this person ain't got the ball. What does she do when she doesn't get the ball? She gets a tantrum, now she don't want to play defense. That kind of hurts hurts the team defense, because now she don't want to do, you have to understand, like, how long, has she had, you have to understand all the elements, of a team to really be successful.
So Rayah, you may do that a little bit, but on a scale of 1 to 10, how much are you actually doing that right now?
Well, actually, right now, that's crazy that you said that, because I feel like I really do know my teammates well. Like I said, the chemistry is there. Been able to play with some of these girls since 7th grade. I'd probably say, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably say a 5. But this is the reason why, because half of the team is new, but I am still adjusting to them. But that's some really good advice, and I'm actually really going to utilize it, because just being able to do something like that, it really will be effective on my offensive game. So That's really good to know.
I would say even this, the reason I asked you on the scale sense, because you've been playing with these teammates so long, you almost don't have to do that. It's natural. You have these instincts because you have this bond. But that's going to change next year at another level.
Right.
So being prepared for it that way.
Like even now, like, you know, I don't know if you've seen the quote of Cam Newton's teammates, where, you know, some of his teammates are saying that, you know, he's the first person in the gym, you know, in the morning. No matter what time you go to the arena in the morning, he's the first one there, and then he's the last one to leave. They're basically saying he probably doesn't even leave the arena, you know, but that's what greatness does. See, everyone wants to know how. Everyone wants to be great, and no one tells you how to be great. So when you see it, you have to really say, okay, that's what he's doing, because obviously it must be something that only he does, since everyone else is talking about it. You know, like, what time does Tiger Woods get to a golf? You know, what time does it go? How many times does it golf? Like, you know, because we don't get these answers, or, you know, going into college, you know who's going to be there, right? You should be studying their games now. You should be studying what do they do, what this person does, what this person likes, how do they like the ball, like what you know, what is her go-to move? You need to, you know, you can do your research now.
Right.
You know, as much as we put on the court, we have to put it here too. That's what I learned, you know, when I was playing, that, you know, as much time as I play on the court, the time in film was just important. Because you gotta remember, the film tells you everything. The court, you gotta remember, your court, like, your court skills, you're only judging by when you make shots or miss shots.
Yeah.
You know, I made a fall with the move. You know, that's all your mind is, you know, the film basically says, actually the shot you made was not actually a good shot. Yeah. That was a bad shot, it just went in. You know, okay, this girl is undercutting me. This, you know, this is my move when I don't get the ball. This is how fast I'm running when I think I'm gonna score. You know, that gives you your real game. You know, and so, you know, when you have someone who's gonna sit there and study it, like, oh, okay, when she don't have the ball, she doesn't, you know, when she's running down the left side, she's in full attack mode. Okay. When she's down the left side, she goes half-ass. You know, so let's push her to her left side more and let her sit on the left side of the, you know, that's what a film will show. Yeah. You know, I remember when I was, I hit Donovan Mitchell up, and, you know, it was last year after the playoff game against Houston. And I said, you know, I hope you don't take offense of it. You know, it's not to be offensive. You know, it's for you to go into the summer, you know, and take in what I'm saying and then improve. I said, 95% of your talent is going left. I said, you're a right-handed player, but because you can't jump off your left leg, you don't go hard going right. You know, and if you do go hard going right, you're trying to come back left with a spin so you can pogo jump, you know, off your 2 feet, because you're a 2-footer jumper. So, and then when you go, you know, when you do and you're forced to go right, it's gonna be one of those offhand, light layups, kind of before you get to the rim, that floater type of game. So if you look at all your games, the games you did amazing in is because you were playing on your left side. You know, you're going off the left, shooting, because when you go right, you clearly favor trying to get back left. You know, so I said, you know, as a basketball mind that scouts the players before, you know, my whole game plan against you was just push him right. You lose he's gonna lose 95% of his talent. You know, but, you know, film tells you that. You know, so that's why it's important. So a girl that seems like, man, she's unstoppable. No. The tape will tell you otherwise. You just got to figure out and pick up, okay, she only goes over this shoulder. Oh, and then you realize, oh my gosh, she's so trash. She's so trash. She can't even, she can't even do this because, unless someone really depicts it and studies it, you would never know. So that's one thing you take into, you understand your players, to a T in practice and everything, who needs to be pushed.
Right.
Who, is not having a bad day, not having a good day where, we're just gonna lay, like, coach, not today. She's going through some things, just, and as a leader, those are the things you're gonna have to understand and really, manage. Like you can see Jimmy Butler's, got Miami Heat in the championship. 3 other teams said he was a bad locker room guy, right? Bad locker room guy, bad locker room guy. Well, you take him to a team that likes to work under an organization who thrives on hard work. He's amazing. Because what he was good at, or what he has, is he has discipline. So when he's looking at guys like, yo, you're not disciplined enough. Yo, we need to do this. And guys like, well, we don't do that over here. You get that bad name, but then you put them in a winning situation, or a situation where they thrive. Those guys need that type of. So now he has a whole bunch of players where this is not even the most talented group that he's ever been around. There's no other all-star on that team. There's no other superstar. There's not even a top 25 player on that team.
Yeah.
But those guys are dogs. They that's what we got to do.
Yeah.
And so that's why you have to understand who's who. Who's who in your team, personalities, the relationships. You got to, it's like an investment. You got to really invest in your team, knowing who they are, knowing what they like, knowing the problems, knowing situations. You got to remember, there's game days where you're counting on a player, and she might have broke up with a boyfriend.
Yeah.
You got to try to finish. Because you got to remember, that little issue affects everyone.
Right.
So you got to figure out how to, get her through that game. So there's a lot that goes. We just play. We just try to. But the great ones, they got all that under control. And that's what what I'm here to like relay, that this is what the great ones. This is what gets them over the top. It's this part of the game and society and like LeBron. If you hear any stories about LeBron, he wants to eat lunch with you, breakfast, dinner. We going to a movie. We want to do movies as a group. Y'all want to go to the mall? We going to the mall as a group. It's because he wants to know everyone's, like, what is going on with everyone. Because I don't want to go on a court and then we spaz at each other and then it's personal. It takes a personal. I'm like, no, we're going to be friends. So if I say something on the court, you say something to me, there's no, it's when our friendship is so close that this little thing doesn't even matter. That's why you've never seen him go at a teammate. Never complain, never throw one under the bus, because they're friends. It's just one of those things where, being ahead of the curve, understanding is the most important part of, just the game, life, staying at the top, understanding what's coming through, what's new, like when you see like a player like Michael Jordan get hit with the crossover, it's because he's so far up there, he ain't looking down, to see what's coming, what's new. Oh, there's a, you gotta remember, there's a left to right crossover? What is that?
Yeah.
There's a left to right crossover. I ain't never seen one of those before. Because you can see, yeah, he gets hit with that, but he was getting hit with it when Grant Hill was coming in. Grant Hill was hitting him and Scottie Pippen with that left to right, right to left, because they never seen it before. So you always got to look down. No matter how high you up there, you got to always look and see what's coming, what's being. You got to remember, everyone's looking at you. So they're creating their game to be better than you.
Right.
So you got to look down and see what's down there. Oh, is that double euro. Oh, there's a zero dribble. Okay, you can all right, let me add that to my game. Boom, boom, boom. You know, you got to be the computer, just absorbing. In music, you got to be the Drake. You know what I mean? You're up here, but you see Travis Scott come in, Little Uzi Vert come in. You know, got to remember, everyone wants the old out and wants the new. Yeah. So you're up here, you got to look down. Okay, all right, let me do it. He's about to rise. Let me do a feature with him. Yeah. You know, because his group is going to push me up. I'm going to make him famous, but he was coming anyway. I don't want him to replace me. So I'm going to do a feature with him because, you know, do a feature with him, do a feature with this person, and that's why he keeps jumping down. So he keeps coming down, call it vampiring. Vampire, let them keep you young. You know, and that's why if you look and you see somebody like, you know, in music, Nas and them, they get pushed out of the way because the young can't correlate with them.
Is LeBron doing that? I mean, he's always connected in high school, as we know now.
Yeah.
College players. And
yeah, you got to remember, why you think his shoes are moving? Why you know, because they vampire down. He goes to the AAU circuit. Yeah. Steps into the AAU, come to the games, play with the kids. Now all those kids, they're seeing their hero now. You know, so what ends up happening is when he wants to sign a kid for his what's the name? LeBron wants to sign me. You know what I mean? And that's what you do. You have to vampire down. You know, or you get lost because you're so used to a certain way of moving, playing in your system, playing in your position, playing in your zone, that you don't see the Lukas and the Trae Youngs, you know, coming in with all these new moves. And when you get hit with them for the first time, they're dethroning you. Yeah. Like, oh, you know, hey, did you see what he did to him? You know what I mean? You know, so you got to understand how to come down, watch what's coming, go to the A, because you got to remember, you guys are moving faster than them.
And I want to move on, but I also want to say, I'm not going to let this slide. AI got Jordan once, he never got again. So.
Yeah.
He used it one time.
No, because you got to remember, that all it took was one time,
All it took was one.
Yeah.
All it took was one. But he wouldn't have got him at all if he looked down and seen that move coming.
But look how he was with Kobe. I think he understood that. He quickly.
No, but what I'm saying, like when
I
was playing, you know, you got to remember, guards are coming every year. Yeah. No matter if, I'm all NBA, I'm top 20. Like, whoa, no, wait a minute. I was young once and I was bopping these old heads. Who's coming? You know, so I'm looking at Rondo in college and he's coming down the lane. Everybody jumping. I'm like, oh, I need a up and under fake. I need an up and under fake. And you just, wow, okay, Chris Paul, okay. You know, you just sitting there, Darren Williams got the double cross. You know what I mean? So I got the, you know, come pop, pop from him because I seen him in college do it. Mm-hmm. So I'm taking it from college and putting it in the NBA and hitting him with a double cross because I've never seen it before. And as soon as he comes in with it, he still gets him with it. Yeah. You know what I mean? D-Wade comes in with the pullback. No one ever seen it before. No one ever seen it being used the way it was used. And by the time anyone adapts to it, he already killed that league that year. Then the Euro comes and now they doing Euro with the layup. I think I can Euro off that with a dunk. And then D-Wade comes with the bop. Like, ooh, I wasn't expecting that. You know, Ginobili didn't do it like that. He did it from here, you know, and you just start, updating. But your age, that. I know you watch WNBA and NBA looking for stuff. It's your age that creates all moves. Because your creativity hasn't been closed down. So when you're going into practice, going into games, you're really, you have an expansion. So you're doing stuff that, you know, the next level's not doing. Mm-hmm. So, you know, that's why, when you go, you still got to come to the AAU circuit and, you know, watch what's coming. You know, watch what he's teaching. Right. What did he learn? And he taught this girl to do, and you, okay, all right. I didn't see you in a year, but I'm updated now, brother. You know.
Okay, well, speaking of staying ahead of the curve, we've put a lot of game out there today, but I know it's that time. Got some questions for Gil. It's your turn. Ask Agent Zero.
Yeah, so I was gonna ask you, when you're on your way to the peak of your career, right? I know your life changes tremendously social. So how is it that you're staying consistent with your game, but also managing your life socially?
Okay, so as a wild personality as I am, during the season I wasn't. I call it controlled chaos. So, just like anything, you have to have boundaries to keep your greatness great. So, I had rules, like I'm only gonna go out once or twice. So beginning of the season, I don't know whose birthday's on who's having the best birthday this year. I know it's 15 of us, I'm only going to 2 of them. One is gonna be mine if I do one. Other than that, so y'all gonna figure out who's gonna be popping, when I decide to go out. So it's 2 parties for that season. So that means if it ain't, if I went to 2 parties the first 2 weeks, I'm not going out anymore the rest of the season.
Discipline.
On game day, not using my phone. I don't want to be distracted by phone calls and this and this. So being home, you're gonna have more distractions because you're gonna want to keep hanging out with your friends on the weekend. So you're gonna have to really separate season to personal. You got to remember during the season, it's season time. That's where you're, it's locked. It's like being in a bubble. You're locked in. I need to be locked in. I need to make sure that, everything is on point. There's checks and balances. I'm making sure I'm exercising, eating the right foods, going to class, making sure I'm in it when the season's over with. What's that? What y'all want to do?
Yeah.
Want to go tomorrow? Want to do this? And then eventually, and I'm going to be honest, the personal time is going to be cut because you're going to be like, well, I need to be in more shape. I'm going to take 2 more weeks to add to the season. You're going to start doing that. Yeah. It's one of those things, and I always say this, and I said, it's sad, but tell me who, Tiger Woods' best friends are. LeBron's best friends. Mayweather's best friends. KD's best friends, Kawhi's best friends, Curry's best friend. When you're at that level, you're so dialed in that for the most part, it's hard to, your fun becomes being great.
Yeah.
When you're young, like we don't really, grasp what we're, being taught or, not fun. Fun ain't running line drills, fun ain't, fun is hanging out with my friends, going to the movies. Yeah, it is, but there's gonna come a time where you're gonna be pushing for greatness when that push is what's exciting you. I remember I was getting excited because I remember I was doing like 1,000 shots and I was like in the 800s. And I'm sitting here like, Joe, boy, I was killing them, man. Like, I couldn't sleep. I was so excited. Like, I couldn't wait to get to practice to just brag about how much I shot and what my percentage was. And that became the excitement. You know what I mean? And it's weird. Like, I know Harden's routine, like after games, he works out. So no matter what he did that day, after, he goes back into the gym and he gets in the workout. So if he does go out and hang out, he already did his work first. Yeah. So it wasn't game, then party, go to sleep, then wake up tomorrow and practice. No. It's game, full workout, go party, go to sleep. Yeah. So, so he put more hours into his training.
Or just don't party that night.
No, I mean, like if he wants to go out. But what I'm saying is after the game, he trained and he worked and he got shots up and he did something, and that's that's the key, that you, no matter, friends, family, you find time, you carve out time to make sure you're still getting what you're getting, and you don't sacrifice that. There's like, there's things in life where you can, bend your work ethic, never.
Yeah. Okay, then when you transitioning from your last year of high school to your first year of college, or your last year of college to your first year of pros, so what would you say the connection and all those things were like? What were the hardest parts and what were the easiest parts?
From high school to college, the hardest part was trying to fit in. We assume, I don't know why we do it. We assume that, I'm coming in as a freshman, the sophomore, junior, senior, they're smarter, better. No, but we assume it. So we take this, this mellow approach, because, we're naturally just human beings. We're frightened of not knowing the outcome.
Yeah.
We don't like, are they gonna like me, or, what is it gonna be like? Just the anticipation.
Yeah.
Of not knowing is the thing. So when I went to college, and that first couple days, it's like, it seems bigger than what it really is. Realizing, wait, hold on, you guys just got out of high school. You're not in your 30s and 20s, and you're these wise. You just left high school 2 years ago, bro. You're 7 months. You're 7 months in front of me. I'm not. I'm not scared of you. It's just one of those things. Like when I was in the NBA, that frightened, because that age. Remember, that age group is 18 to 38, 37. So there's a big difference.
Yeah.
There's a big difference where you got older men, fathers, some grandfathers. You have a few in there, depending if they had a kid in high school. Depending if they had a kid in high school. So, dealing with those, you're a single person coming in, young, trying to figure out, who am I hanging out with? What do y'all do? Those are the scary moments. But, being who you are takes care of that. You just go in there, you just do you. You gotta remember, that's why they're recruiting you. To do you, be you.
Got another one? Is that it?
Yeah,
That's a lot, that's plenty.
I was thinking of one more, and it kind of blew, the spider kind of snatched it out of my mind. Yeah.
It got me too, I'm like, what is that?
But I would just say, what would be some advice you give to a female athlete, with their game? What was something you would tell a female going into college, something that's like important to know, some advice that you'd recommend?
For their game, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of failing. Don't be afraid of not being liked. And I think as, when you're a female athlete, sometimes your kindness, natural kindness and caregiving, you hold back. Lions are lions. Remember, the female lion is probably the most dangerous one. As a hooper, there's no female and male.
Yeah.
Hooper, I'm a hooper, and you have to train like that. You have to train like that. You have to be willing, to do, if the males are running, 5 miles a day, I'm running 5 miles a day. What makes you better than me?
I think we can close on this, and I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna sound corny, But what you were saying there, going
Corny.
through the roller coaster, going through that dark tunnel, and those guys that you mentioned who are their friends, right? Basketball's your friend. Because at the end of the day, that's what you got.
Yeah.
You and that ball, you and that court.
Yeah, and that's a big thing for, just athletes anyway, that, no matter what's going on the outside, the basketball doesn't judge you, and that becomes your happy place, And I can tell you this, like when people talk about mental health issues when you're an athlete, it's because it's leaking into your happy place. Now that means your happy place is being interrupted, because usually you run away from whatever's going on in the court, like, because the court don't judge you. Yeah, these lines don't judge. It's performance-based, it's me-based.
Yeah.
It's my work ethic. The crowd is gonna judge me off of this here.
Yeah.
So that's where we run, because, like, depending on how bad your outside life is, dictates, is like, it'll put you 2,000 shots that day, because you just zoned out. And you know what I mean? Like, I tell there's 2 ways to being great. Pain and not wanting to feel that way again pushes you, or the love of it. Those are the only 2 options of being great. Either the pain is pushing you to, I don't like this feeling, I need to get out of it. This pain, this person hurt me. That's where the chip comes from. It's like the Jimmy Butler story. I'm home. I don't want to be here anymore, and I'm gonna dive into this. Or love. And I love this game so much, I'm never gonna put it down.
Yeah.
Those are the 2 roads. Those are the 2 roads of, just being great. It seems like, from my perspective, of, when I sit there and think about, everyone's roads to how they got there, the 2 consistent ones is pain and love.
Yeah.
There it is. I don't know if it's love is pain or pain is love. Depending on how you look at it, depending on who you ask. Mm-hmm. I'll throw a better one at you. Joy. We'll leave it at that. Joy. It's been a joy to have you here. Rayah, we're going to watch you this next season at Linwood, and of course, at USC.
Oh, yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too.
Thanks again. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and thanks to Peja Stojakovic. Game warm, baby. Another one.
You staring at it like you trying to take the joint.
Nah. I mean,
Okay,
if I had
checking.
one, I think I want that LeBron Team USA one.
Oh, okay, so you've been eyeing a collection.
Yeah, I've been eyeing that collection firsthand. From man with an incredible jersey collection, that's Gilbert Arenas. I'm Mike Botticello. It's been No Chill with Gilbert Arenas. Remember, you can catch us every Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern on the Fubo Sports Network, and we'll see you next time.